I'm a millionaire, and I want to teach you how to be just like me. But I didn't just get rich quick, no, I got wealthy fast. And for just under $1,000, I'll teach you everything you need to know about being rich just like me. I got rich. Did you believe that this man could make you rich? If you did, then I'm sorry, but you've been tricked. This man is not a millionaire. This man is Aiden Tacophobicat. But I'm sure you've seen this exact same trick played out a million times. People who live lavish lifestyles online to try to sell you something. It's the biggest hustle out there, selling online courses or cheap books. But aside from knowing that it exists, I don't know too much about this hustle culture in general. Or at least I didn't, until I decided to look into it about 8 weeks ago. What I didn't know was that this would lead me down a rabbit hole that has completely consumed my life. I've accidentally stumbled upon what I can only describe to be the most widespread scam that I've ever seen. And it all started 8 weeks ago when I went on a brand new YouTube account and searched up Andrew Tate Sigma Moments compilation. So as I said, I was having an excellent Wednesday night, clicking around Andrew Tate YouTube. I found this podcast he was on that has like 12 co-hosts, and I laughed to myself thinking, that might be too many co-hosts for a podcast. But I kept on and made my second search, Andrew Tate, How to Be Rich. I poked around a bit more, stumbled on some Gregorian chants, and then I clicked back to the YouTube homepage, and I saw it. How freelance brand scaling made me a millionaire at 20. Oh no.
My name's Bergen. I'm honestly just your normal ass kid, but today I live the lifestyle that most people dream of.
This guy fit all the boxes for the exact type of person I was looking for. He has thumbnails that look like this. He takes trips to Dubai where he shows off his rings while talking about how good the butlers are. What this guy does specifically is brand scaling, which he describes as just running ads for brands. When I think of hustle, I think of like drop shipping or selling a course, not just like being a marketing agency. But just as expected, he had a quote-unquote free training. That definitely made more sense to me, so I went to go sign up for his training. But of course, it made me enter my information. I signed up as Brandon Cash, my entrepreneur alter ego. The free training was just another application button and a bunch of videos telling me how rich I could get if I joined Brez's program. Now it feels like I'm somewhere that I shouldn't be, so I poked around the source code to see if I could find anything suspicious. I am graduating this year with a computer science degree, of course. But there was a big firewall on the way, so I couldn't really find anything. Needless to say, this website was incredibly manipulative in trying to get you to join his program.
And the moment you crack this system, you'll never have to stress about money while watching your friends argue with their parents about getting real jobs. You'll never again.
So this guy's claiming that what he's going to teach you about brand scaling or whatever could make you $60,000 a month like Jose. It's all just a manipulation tactic to get you to click this button where it takes you to this screen where all of a sudden they go, oh, how much money have you set aside to put towards reaching your goals? Can you give us $5,000? I have the secret. I just said that Brandon made $0 and kept moving forward.
Yo, you see this timer above my head? Yeah, by the time that 2 minutes is up, someone on my team is gonna call you. Make sure that you pick up the phone and respond.
I'm freaking out. I discovered that the phone number I was using was already called twice, and lo and behold, Brez Scales is blowing the fuck out of my phone. I did not pick up because I was scared and confused. I would guess that they call potential brand scalers instantly, so they, or just an AI agent, can just talk to them directly and say, no, you're gonna make so much money. I've made so much money. Dude, Brandon, come on, give me your $1,000. But they would just not stop spamming my shit. So the next day, I hopped on the phone with the Brez Scales team.
Yo, Brandon.
What's up?
Yo, what's going on, bro? Just Benny with Brez's team. I did see you were interested in brand scaling. Is that right?
On this call, this guy asked me a bunch of questions to see if I was worthy of joining the Brez program. And I have to say, I think I answered them pretty well.
I guess how much were you looking to make per month with brand scaling to actually have it as your main source of income?
$1 million? Just kidding. Probably like a normal amount. In fact, I was so convincing of my love for brand scaling that he said this.
I think there is a way we could kind of possibly help you out further. So I'll connect you with one of our coaches on the team.
How long will that call take?
I would say, I mean, it could last around like 45 minutes, but obviously if you do have more questions for the coach, he'd be, more than happy to stay longer.
Okay, this is the face of somebody who does not want to spend 45 minutes talking to the Brez Scales team. But I knew that I had to, because what the fuck did I stumble across? Don't forget that all of this happened in 2 YouTube searches. 2 of them. I just wanted to poke around in hustle culture, and I've stumbled across what is very likely a scam. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but how else am I supposed to interpret this manipulative language? The dollar signs they throw around is saying that it's actually not that hard to be a millionaire. You just have to give me all your money. And of course this, I don't think legitimate businesses do this. At this point in my investigation, my biggest question was, how many Brezes are there? How many people are doing this? Unfortunately, my question was answered before I ever even got on my coaching call. On that fateful weekend 8 weeks ago, I did not find hustle culture. Hustle culture found me. It was on that Saturday at 2 a.m. I was spending the night at a friend's house, and I had safely and legally consumed 6 alcoholic beverages. I was not white boy wasted, but I was certainly white boy a little drunk. Before I went to sleep, I just casually opened Instagram, and what I was met with was so insane that I just had to start screen recording.
2 weeks. That's how long it took me to close a $25,000 video deal
For
starting.
you not to make way more money than what you're making right now. So
Biggest single problem is when it comes to
Top marketing experts say that you haven't offered
I was aghast at what I was seeing. A never-ending flow of how I can scale my agency to $10, $50, $100,000 a month. These guys all are making an effort to look wealthy. They all claim to run their own successful agencies, and they just want to teach you how to do the same. They all have the exact same scammy-looking website. Brez doing this makes sense with his large audience, but these guys are all just like random dudes. There is no way that all these people are evil enough to run scams. But at the same time, there's no way that they all have the money they say they have. And all that could be a coincidence. Maybe, sure. But there's one thread that ties it all together that broke my slightly drunk brain. If you click on their ads, almost all of them offer to sign you up for a free 45-minute consultation. All of them exactly 45 minutes, just like Brez. What the fuck is going on here? I took this picture to commemorate how I felt in this moment. So that was a pretty formative moment for me in this journey. It was then that I understood the phenomenon of hustle bros selling programs is not just alive, it's thriving. Interestingly though, it seems like the culture has evolved in recent times. No longer are hustle bros simply selling courses, no. Now, they're running an agency that'll teach your agency how to market to other agencies. For example, I found this guy who sells a webinar that'll teach you how to sell a webinar. It's a very strange world. But one major question remained in my mind. Is it a scam? I don't want to go around calling people's businesses a scam just because I don't understand them, you know? I mean, the testimonies, the appearance of being wealthy, it really is believable. They put a lot of effort into looking legit. The only way to know for sure that it was a scam was to get on my coaching call. Before the call, they sent over a pre-call page to look through, which was once again just a bunch of testimonies and videos with the same manipulation.
Basically what I'm saying is that I'm proud of you. You're doing something different. Maybe you've never enrolled in some sort of online program before.
At this point, a potential client has to go through 4 stages of this manipulation before they get on the call. It almost feels like they're brainwashing you into joining the program. So the way that it works, I think, is like you got Brez at the top. He's like the influencer. You have a bunch of like cronies at the very bottom who are just hopping on the calls with people as soon as they sign up to get them hooked in. And I think I'm gonna meet with someone like a tier up. Like I think there's less of these like career coaches. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It's almost like shape of a triangle, like some sort of like triangle business or something. I don't really know. I was definitely getting more and more suspicious about this being a scam, but I still joined the call with an open mind. And, of course, an elite disguise.
You're wanting to get into the ERT and start brand scaling, is that right?
Yeah. I've been kind of playing around with it a little bit. This call started out with a bunch more questions, which I just made up the answers to.
I mean, I guess what exactly don't you like about the job?
My bitch boss, for one. And I mean that it was a lot of questions. The questions he was asking were hardly about brand scaling. They were clearly pointed to get me to feel a very specific way.
I guess kind of looking back, what do you feel like is the main reason that? So really for you personally, Brandon, what exactly stopped you from getting? Looking back over a year ago, what exactly have you lost because you didn't hold yourself accountable?
These manipulative questions designed to get Brandon to realize how much help he needs droned on for over 50 minutes straight.
You know, can you see how that lack of drive is the number one reason why you're in a position where you are now? Is how committed are you to becoming that guy? Actually investing in yourself to get there. Which one do you want to be? Do you want to go back to the loser mindset, the long lost Brandon, or do you want to be the new Brandon who's a winner?
I want to be Brandon Cash, the winner. At this point, this isn't just manipulation, this is full-blown brainwashing. I was repeating the same things over and over and over again until finally he deemed that I was prepped to join the program. It seems like it's pretty much just a bunch of resources and a community to help me grow my brand scaling business. But it all made sense when he said this sentence.
I don't see the reason why you shouldn't be successful with this. But as far as that goes, when it comes to results, it's always up to you how committed you are.
Brez's entire online personality is around how cool of a life that he lives. And looking in the comments, his audience is pretty clearly mostly teenagers. And if you want to be just like him, it's easy. You just gotta click this link. And then they use all these manipulation tactics to get you into the program. But whatever happens next is not really up to them. I can't speak for whatever happens behind the doors of this program, but if you fail, it's not their fault. You're just not dedicated enough. He sent me a link to pay for the program through something called Fanbasis. I quickly Googled it before I clicked on it, and uh-oh. It's certainly not looking very good for the legitimacy of this program. Luckily though, I was given an exclusive discount to this program. Brandon can get in for the low price of just $2,500. This is unfortunate because Brandon does not have that much money. Now, when I told this guy that I couldn't afford it, which of these things do you think he said? Did he just end the call? Did he lower the price? If you said the third option, then you would be correct. What was the third option you say?
You know, we could get you applied for the Amex Blue Cash. So, do you know how you share your screen with you? And I'm gonna share you the link.
He tried to force me to sign up for a credit card and instantly max it out to join the Brez program. That could legitimately ruin somebody's life. At this point, we were over an hour into the call, but this guy was just refusing to let me go. He was desperate to get me to pay right now. I finally weaseled my way off of it by just saying, the bank is giving me trouble. I'll pay it later. I can't believe I'm actually gonna be a millionaire. And then he just kept blowing up my phone number until Brandon finally mustered up the courage to tell him why he was hesitant to join the program. No worries, there's many ways we can go about it with the investment. How does Ubank look on your end? They keep saying that Brez's operation is an MLM. I looked it up and it says that this means you guys are men loving men, and that's pretty gay. And he never responded again. So, I think it's safe to say that Brez Scales is running a scam. It's a very good scam, too. I would bet that one of your younger cousins or something probably follows him on Instagram. I say that because multiple of mine do. So I'll just summarize what I spent the next 4 weeks doing. I hopped on 1 or 2 more calls, screenshotted every ad that I found. My research spanned over 28 pages as I tried to make sense of what was going on. And my big conclusion that I was almost certain this is some kind of a scam, but I just can't be positive. And only then did I Google it. And yeah, no, it's a scam. It's just definitely a scam. The Securities and Exchange Commission legally recognizes this as a form of scam. Probably should have thought to do that sooner, huh? Brez Scales is operating what's known as a boiler room scheme. Boiler room schemes are large-scale operations designed to lure in as many investors to an investment scam as possible, often using high-pressure sales tactics. Signs of a boiler room include aggressive sales tactics, the pressure to buy quickly, and promises of high return with little or no risk. And just in case it's still in the air as to whether or not this is a scam, here's a report to the US Sentencing Commission on telemarketing fraud. Its definition of a boiler room includes 2 employees: an opener who phones a victim and qualifies them to determine the victim's financial condition and likelihood that the victim will fall for the scheme,
How much capital do you have set aside at the moment to kind of get the business running?
and a closer who takes over the call after the victim has been qualified and closes the deal by inducing the victim to send money to the boiler room as soon as possible. So at this point, I've used my expert sleuthing skills to identify this as a scam. But the big question remains, are these all boiler room scams? If I want to dig deeper into these agencies though, there's one thing that I need. I would need an agency of my own. That's who all these guys market to. Is your agency making just $1 million? Just give me money and I'll help you make your agency $20 million. If I want to make my own agency though, then I need one crucial thing. What I need is facial hair to look cool and masculine. Does it look good? Everybody, meet Brandon Make That Cash, the newest brand scaler to hit the streets. His videos have already reached countless clients, and his wise words have been motivating people for weeks on end. I made this agency in order to plausibly get on more calls. I put absolutely no effort into making it look real, so I guess we'll see if it works. $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 a month sounds like a lot. Within 2 months of starting my operation, I was already crossing that 7-figure line, and it's only been going up from there. Brandon needs help with his brand scaling, and there's a lot of people here to assist. Over the past 4 weeks, I've launched a full-scale investigation. I sat through roughly 12 hours of calls. I joined a few Discord servers.
Oh, look at me now. I'm in the money room.
I even joined a boiler room to see what it was like on the inside. It was actually boring as fuck, so I'm not gonna show you any of it, but that was a thing that I did. And I did it all to answer my biggest questions. Why is there such a big culture revolving around agencies? How much of it is a scam? Is it all a scam? But most importantly, what's the best way to get rich quick? The first case I looked at started out red hot. His name is Harley Hemmings. His YouTube channel is the exact same as Brez. His website is the exact same as Brez. And just like Brez, they had somebody on standby ready to call me. I'm interested in this because I want to see how a smaller scale operation does it. And the answer is that they do not do it very well.
Hello, this is Brandon?
Yeah, what's up? This is Brandon. Is this Brandon?
Yeah.
Everything that the other Brandon said was literally the same thing that I heard from Brez.
Do you have any capital set aside to invest into yourself in the business?
I'm already getting quite tired of hearing the same spiel over and over again. Are you also a freelance brand scaler?
Yeah.
How much do you make? That's pretty interesting.
It can range from the 5-figure ranges, so around that number.
Wow, what a convincing answer. Spoken like a true brand scaler. This is my favorite logical fallacy from this side of the internet. If this YouTuber's business is making $200K a month like he says, and other Brandon is also making somewhere in the 5-figure ranges from his own brand scaling agency, then why are they so desperate to take my $1,500? Just run your own fucking agency with that time. You are making this much money from it, right, Harley? You wouldn't lie to me, would you?
You have a great day.
Yeah, stay branded, my friend. Bye. Fuck, I messed it up. Why did I say that last part? A few days later, I was able to get on a second call where I learned what I would get from this mentorship.
Technically, what you will get with that is you'll get 3 calls a week with Harley.
Wow.
And just go.
Sorry, I just said wow. You can keep going.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm sending it over. You won't hang up or anything, man. Like, you wouldn't do that, right?
No.
People just like to waste time. They don't really got much to do with their day.
I promptly hung up on poor other Brandon. I wanted to find something different from brand scaling to see if every business inside of hustle culture is like this. On one of these agencies' testimonial pages, I found this guy, Jared Lawrence, the dating coach. Are you struggling to start conversation with a woman? Do you want to create a high-status social circle? Do you want to learn how to close any woman? Lucky for me, all of these things apply to Brandon. Earlier this year, he went through a bit of a bad breakup, so he scheduled a call with a dating coach. And just like all the other coaching agencies, it uses the same manipulation. Before I hopped on the call, I read up on this guy's blog, and I'm just gonna read you a few excerpts. But due to how women's mind works, they would rather tame a monster than be with a nice guy. This is why nice guys finish last. To women, villainous archetypes are hot. I can get behind that. There's a few sexy monsters, like for example, vampire, youth werewolf, billionaire, surgeon, and of course, pirate. Not to mention women who are so messed up by society and their biology that they can't make sense of what they feel and want. Women want a guy who gives her an emotional roller coaster that keeps her life interesting. This guy certainly has an interesting view on women. He sounds absolutely perfect to help out Brandon Cash. But of course, I won't be getting on a call with him. I'll be getting on a call with a dating coach.
What's the goal here?
I'd like to go on basically as many dates as I could until I obviously find someone who I want to settle down with. Someone career-oriented, someone handsome, someone nice, someone who I love. But I lost that. And now I just want to go on as many dates as I can and have a lot of sex for the most part.
Okay.
Evidently, this breakup is weighing pretty hard on Brandon.
What are some qualities? Yeah, like what do you usually look for in a woman?
Nice, funny, career pivot. I mean, big, good future, stuff like that. Turns out that brand scaling can make you $1 million, but it can't heal a broken heart. Am I willing to invest in myself and my skills to get a hot date? Hell yeah, I am. I'm Brandon Cash. If you wanted a reference, there's a picture of me in case you wanted to see the type of body you were.
What I meant to ask, dude. I like you. I definitely vibe with your energy, dude.
That compliment made Brandon's day. In fact, maybe he is ready to re-enter the dating world. He's so ready, in fact, that he got on another call with the head dating coach. Yeah, he was very career-driven, and once I started my own brand scaling business, he was like, no, you gotta get a nicer resume, you gotta find better positions, and you have fun, Brandon. Enjoy your new mentorship. And just to make it transparent, here's exactly how I believe this to be a boiler room. 1. The call utilized the same manipulation. Here's one example of him using manipulative language to get me to want to buy the coaching. I'll have a full transcription of this call in the description in case you're curious about how they're structured. 2. Parasocialism. They know that most people who sign up probably have been following Jared Lawrence for a while, so it's very manipulative to send stuff like this.
Hey Brandon, it's Jared, and I just wanted to record this real quick for you. I'm so proud you're taking action and getting ready for your free custom game plan.
3. Jared Lawrence dating coach team, please leave me alone. You've been blowing my shit up for weeks because I don't want to buy your program. Brandon bought it. I'm not going to. Leave me alone, please. Across my research, I've found literally hundreds of clear boiler rooms. I've found 60-year-old professionals with websites that look like this, and I've found 15-year-olds that post like this. This kid fascinated me, so I booked a call with his team to try to see how does a 15-year-old end up like this? And I was surprised when the kid himself got on the call with me. Normally they employ other people to do their dirty work for them, but evidently this kid's running a pretty small operation. This kid runs an agency that promises to grow my agency's Instagram, and he was taking my page 100% seriously.
I guarantee you that if this is the first picture that people see whenever they look at your brand, they're immediately gonna unfollow you.
And during this call, I just kind of felt bad for this poor kid. He was doing all the same tactics, asking the same questions, showing me all his testimonies, but he sounded very unsure while he was doing it, and he was clearly reading off a script.
Okay, so, and what's your main way of doing outreach? Is it just cold calling?
But all the while, his background just had a bunch of Legos in it. Kids this young should not be entrepreneurs. Somebody like Brad Scales probably just stole a couple $1,000 from this kid and taught him how to build a business. But he hasn't really been too manipulative so far, so maybe this isn't a boiler room.
Good results for free.
How much does it cost?
Do you want the price or the cost?
Was there a difference?
Well, the cost, I'll say the cost first. The cost of not working with us is you're never going to be known. No one's going to know who you are. You'll never be able to sell info. You'll have to rely on cold calling local businesses for the rest of your life. And that's the only way that you'll be able to grow your business, because you're not going to have any.
He's not reading from a script anymore.
Connect.
He's looking me in the eyes.
Like, for
this
example,
is coming straight from his heart. I need to get out of here now. But just like a boiler room, he wouldn't let me go.
Usually I charge people upwards of $5K for everything.
I mean, my scaling agency's been working out, but that's a pretty big investment.
Well, imagine how much more money that you'll be able to make.
I think I'm going to pass on this offer.
Why? I'm giving you a fair price and all the amazing results I've gotten, but it's your choice at the end of the day. If you want to continue to be a nobody and not be able to try.
Brandon Cash is not a nobody.
I want to take a break from talking about calls because I've found something very strange. So you know how people make like edits of stuff, right? Like athletes doing cool superhuman shit or like really cool clips from movies. Well, don't worry, because hustle culture has its own edits. There is a crazy amount of hustle music videos where they just put clips of Andrew Tate in front of like James Bond music or Gangster's Paradise or something. These videos pull millions of views. You want to see what they look like? There's just this crazy badass music, but they're not really doing anything, are they? Literally the only thing they do in these videos is have money. Holy shit, look, he's buying cigars, and now he's getting dressed. Oh, and now he's buying a lighter. And the comments just eat this shit up. Bro is a real life James Bond. No, I kind of get that one. My favorite part of those movies was when James Bond got arrested for human trafficking. You didn't like that part? Yeah, this is real, by the way. They put footage of Andrew Tate's arrest, once again, for human trafficking, in this video like it's something really badass. All these guys do is push this mindset that money is everything, and people fucking love it. I promise one day I'll be a billionaire, Mom. Aw, don't worry, buddy. The super cool guy in this video will teach you how to do that for just $99 a month. I think I'm starting to see the business model here. Little did I know that this call would be the most evil out of my entire investigation. His name is Siggy Foss. He's only 16 years old doing this, and don't worry, he tells you in every single post. His posts are definitely the most annoying and in-your-face ones that I've seen so far, so I was interested in seeing what his call would look like. My goal for this call was to make him feel horrible for trying to take my money. I guess a lot of the reason why I want to be a successful entrepreneur is to help my family and to support for my family. My family has a pretty long history of like drug addiction and stuff like that. I told them that my agency was making a few $1,000s here and there, but I wanted to be making about 10K a month.
So whatever, but it could be a fucking 30K a month, you know what I mean?
That makes me happy. $30,000 a month. Wow, wow, wow. That's good.
That was interesting that I call you on that, because like when I say 20, 30, 40, 50K months, that's pretty standard stuff.
This guy wants to make only $100,000 a year. Don't worry, Brandon. You will be making so much more than that. It's crazy how these guys just throw around random numbers like they mean something.
It's 2 times 2. So
Two
like
times
2
two.
times 4, right? And then 4 times 2 would be 8.
So then 3 times
right?
3 times 3.
Exactly.
He said that what I'd be buying is the ability to work with Siggy one-on-one himself.
One-on-one capacity to get you to the point where you're definitely making way more than 10K a month.
He did it again! I've established myself as a pretty vulnerable person, and he's literally telling me, don't worry, Brandon, you will get rich quick. Dude, that's evil. He started showing me around a map that he would build for me that would help my agency grow. It was the map that they had built for Siggy's Instagram, and it was pretty interesting because it showed how these operations work on the inside. It basically shows that they run ads, target the exact type of person they look for, someone who's desperate to get rich quick, and then they aggressively retarget them again and again until they finally click the link on your bio where you can book a call with them and land them as a client. This is very interesting because this is exactly how I ended up on this call. It is so strange how this bubble just feeds on itself. The only clients for Hustle Bros are other Hustle Bros. It's a very strange relationship. But don't you worry, this call gets worse. The conversation then switches to how much it would cost for this mentorship.
For months, the investment to get to the place is gonna be in total of 12.5k USD.
$12,500 just to talk to this fucking guy? This is when I really started pushing the boundaries of how far he'd go to take my money. Right now, I have about $200 to $400 set aside, probably. So not
$400.
Yeah,
1,000?
100.
Okay.
He then muted his mic, called Siggy, and appeared to have a heated conversation over financing options for me. I told him all my credit cards were maxed out and I was running out of money for the month, but he just kept stalling while looking for better financing options.
What's the first thing you do when you hit your first 10k month?
Probably buy a nice watch or something. And then after...
What are you doing? Bro.
It's not just like the 10k a month is like a one-time thing. I drop a few bands on a nice rollie on my wrist, and then I scale the brand, keep scaling from there. If this was a real coaching agency, they would never take me as a student while I'm this financially irresponsible. But he never backed down.
You know what Rolex you get?
Well, I already got this one. I'm not even sure what this, if it's been so long since I got this one.
Good stuff. You might, if you consider selling that to piff 12.5k in full and like be able to scale to 20k a month so you can buy two of those.
Then he sent me the payment link, which was once again fan basis. And the lowest that he could start out with a financing plan is $2,900 down payment. My credit card's spent for the most part right now.
No, but you don't have to put it like that. Like there's like financing.
Hold on.
Brandon.
What?
Are you still doing that brand scaling?
No, I'm not.
You have to. Mom says you guys to stop spending money on that.
Dude,
But now you're gonna scale your fucking brand.
No! Just right now.
Scaling your fucking brand.
Sorry about that.
Oh, good. Who's that?
Oh, that was just my bitch brother. Sorry about that. That whole scene didn't even faze him, and he went right back into how I should pay him.
I guess why does that 2.9 link like I don't know, not work or like?
There's currently $55 in my bank account.
Okay.
After close to a fucking hour of this, I told him that I'd go sell my watch and get right back to him to join the program. But he just wouldn't let me go.
Can I challenge you to do some sort of commitment to yourself? Where you tell me how much it is. I know you have rent coming up and everything else, so I don't want to take food off the table or anything like that. But whatever like would be appropriate, but it's a stretch. That like from your side, it's a little bit of like a, okay, fuck. Like I'm actually doing it. You know what I mean? Like I'm actually
you're challenging me to invest into this by giving you more money than would be comfortable for me.
Correct.
And with that, I concluded my investigation. As I said, I've been on a lot more calls than what I showed here, and every single one was a boiler room.
And any particular reason for the sunglasses, bro? Or...
Excuse me?
No, I've just never seen anybody come on a call with
just sunny
sunglasses
out, man.
before.
And I think I have a theory as to how things ended up this way. How there's so many people who are very likely running illegal scams, and how they're willing to hurt others to do so. This is that one 15-year-old from earlier. He's convinced his parents to take the day off of school because he's going to a seminar.
Specifically, Andy Elliott, Daniel G., Mark Shapiro, they're all coming to my city.
I don't know who these people are, but it certainly seems like they're in the same vein of hustle culture. And the evidence is clear. Mark Shapiro was sentenced to 85 years in prison for defrauding $23 million in an investment scam. He is a career con man. He was presidentially pardoned, and now this 15-year-old idolizes him. He's ecstatic at the idea to attend this event, to take pictures in front of nice cars, to get a video of him interviewing someone on a red carpet to make Instagram reels out of. And it's not just this, he has other influences too.
This was before I found tape, before I found any of these like people that inspired me in the first place to take action. So anyway.
Now, after giving probably thousands of dollars to learn from the pros, he runs his own boiler room, clueless as to how he is the client, not the entrepreneur. He's being led into, objectively, a life of defrauding people to get by, and I'm not sure he even knows that. This is a culture where money is everything, where nothing matters except what you have. The guys who are succeeding here are clearly very rich, yet even though they have it all, they continue to do it. They have the nicest houses, the nicest cars, the nicest vacations, yet they keep going for more. They keep operating their programs that are ripping money away from people. They're never going to stop because in hustle culture, there's nothing except for money, and all their money relies on recruiting people to that mindset, selling them the idea that they can be rich too. That's where the money is. You're not going to get rich from brand scaling. What makes you money is running your own program, being the king of your own boiler room. And that's where the real scam is, because I think it's just all one big pyramid scheme. Everybody at the bottom of this system are there because of the mindset. They were told that this can be them. They could be the ones at the top. That's why there's so many at the bottom. The people running these small agencies, the people manning the boiler rooms, they're all just caught up in this system. They probably bought into other agencies that told them this is the way you make money. And it all funnels up the pyramid. The more people these guys sell this mindset to, the more money they make. And unfortunately for Brandon, I think it might already be too late. He's fully bought into the lifestyle. His agency is actually landing clients, but he's just spending the money on more nice things. Jewelry, cars, even a private helicopter. Other entrepreneurs are starting to connect with him, and he's getting popular. He even has his own music videos. Now he's no longer getting on calls to learn how to land clients. He's far past that. He's getting on calls to make millions.
Are you willing to kind of say to yourself, look man, I'm tired of being here. I know I can get to 100K, because 100K for us is not crazy. We've got people to 500K. This month you're scheduled to bring in, how much are you scheduled to bring in?
This month about 33.
Like, how are the expenses, man?
A lot of it goes back into the business. Transport, for one, is probably my biggest expense right now.
So transport, what exactly do you mean by transport?
Limousine, helicopter, from meeting to meeting. I actually got a helicopter coming in a little bit to take me to a client brand scaling meeting that I have in just a little bit. You're saying that I can repurpose money from other places into this program to make myself more money in the long run. That's what you're saying.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking, right, Brennan? Because
I mean, but I have been moving around my money. I got the helicopter coming. I recently switched pilots to a much cheaper pilot in order to fund a different expense for my business. Anyway, I'll get this all paid out. All right. Oh yeah, I appreciate you. I really did need. Hold on a second.
Oh my god. Yeah, the Dawg is already here, actually. Holy cow, he's flying really close.
It's the new pilot, I guess. I'll get this paid out real quick. I gotta run though, so let me try to be quick with this.
I think he's getting closer, actually. What the fuck?
Everything okay, Brennan?